It's nice to be here. Thank you very much for Barkwell for inviting me here. And it's great to see so many faces and some people that I know, some people who are Atlanta natives. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, now I have to admit, and I'm going to say it right from the beginning, I know very little about social media. Very little. So why am I here? Well, it's because Barkwell wanted me to talk about my experience of now using social media on a larger and wider scale. And so maybe there might be a few tips that you all don't know about. And afterwards, if there are some tips you can give me, I'll welcome them. But I want to tell you first about a little bit about me. I began my training career when I was, actually I'm not going to say my age. I did it about 15 years ago. I started as a trainer. And I started a dog walking company. And that was obviously before using social media was acceptable, I had access to it because I didn't own a computer. I had no idea about it whatsoever. And then I started to get a name for myself as a dog walker, and I became fascinated on how dogs learned, on how dogs survived, how they lived in our domestic environments. So I decided that I wanted to become a trainer. I was fascinated by this, and I wanted to find out more about these animals. So I studied, I worked in rescue shelters, I apprenticed with my mentors, I interned, I did everything I possibly could to learn about what made dogs tick. And eventually I felt confident enough to advertise myself as a dog trainer. And that meant going to little dog stores in London and putting up my cheap little flyer, dog trainer. And I went to every single store in my area and put up my little flyers. And then, very gradually, people started to call. So that was my experience, my first experience 15 years ago of social media. Now, obviously, my platform is a lot bigger. 6 years ago, I was a trainer working in New Jersey and Manhattan. And I decided that I wanted to be able to get the word out about positive reinforcement training to a wider audience. I was sick of seeing so many animals getting put down in shelters across the United States, but especially in Manhattan. The year before I came to Manhattan, which was 1999, around 67,000 dogs and cats went through the municipal shelter system in Manhattan and the 5 boroughs alone. And out of that 67,000, 40,000 of those were euthanized. And that, to me, is an absolute terrible waste of life. And so many of these animals' lives could have been saved if their owners just knew how to work with them successfully. So that's how I decided, all right, I want to spread this to a wider audience. And I went to NBC, I went to CBS, I went to see every single network. Nobody was interested. And then one night, I was a new mother, and I watched the first episode of Super Nanny. Just to see what I had in store. And as I watched it, I remember I began to shake. Because an idea came into my head. And the idea was, because I was so like her, because my teaching method was very like her, my idea was for the show to be the super trainer. So I ran down to my computer, which I had by then, still not being able to type very well, and I emailed the producers. And I told them, I've got a great idea for a new show. And the next day they contacted me. These producers were in England. So for the first 2 years, I filmed my show in England. We did around 50 episodes there. And then the show came over to America. And for 4 years, it's been on the screens of Animal Planet. So for those of you who don't know my show, it's me or the dog. But even for those of you who